every business has some KPIs, which tells us whether my business is doing well or not, what is my business health score. Uh, as an e-commerce company, if you're selling things online, which parameters should one monitor? Which key performance indicators one should monitor to determine the health of the business?
Yeah, great question, because I think, especially now, with e-commerce being a bigger part of the business, it's something that we've been really focusing on for the last number of years as well. So we spoke about it earlier, customer acquisition. That's a big one in terms of like, how much are you actually spending to gain a customer? And then coupled with that, then it would be a case of, well, how much are they spending? So what's the average order value? Because if you're spending more and to get them, then it's kind of like, well, okay, that's not really working. But then also it's that repeat purchase. So looking at, okay, so maybe you spend X amount to get them, but then they've come back again. How have they come back? So have they come back organically? Have they come back? So suddenly let's call it your advertising spend could halve in that case. So that repeat purchase is quite a big indicator for us as well to look at. It's difficult in the last number of months for us because numbers have kind of have fluctuated a lot, and I think a lot of it has to do with the introduction of a new product as well. So it's been in fact, this was something we were chatting about this morning only, in terms of like, you're introducing a new product, and then suddenly you see your repeat purchase numbers sway, and it's kind of like, well, why is that? And it's because we've literally like opened up a new customer base, and so we've seen a lot of a new customer come in, but we've not yet been able to get our heads around how that will then impact the rest of it. So we'll have to wait another couple of months probably to let it stable out, and then see how it would impact the whole repeat purchase and all of that. What else do we look at? Traffic to the website, so number of customers that come to the website or hits to the site, as Michael mentioned earlier. Yeah, and then basically just that spend, advertising spend, the ROAS on that. And I think that's a really big one in terms of like number of, in terms of, you can really get carried away with that as well, in terms of, okay, so we're spending this, but we're spending X and we're driving this. And I think it's something you kind of really need to drill down to kind of get a fundamental look on. And the other thing, of course, is bounce rate. So I think, we can be very, what's the word that I'm looking for? It can be like, oh, wow, we've had like 100,000 hits to the site. But if 50% are bouncing, what's the point? So I think bounce rate is a massive one to be looking at in terms of actually trying to drill down and see, well, how are they bouncing? Why are they bouncing? Where are they bouncing? And then maybe you can try and find ways to fix things like that. Other KPIs, add to cart, number of add to carts, the percentages of people adding to the cart and then dropping out. So your abandoned cart rate. Paid versus non-paid traffic. So, sorry, paid versus organic traffic to the site. Sorry, I'm just like throwing things out at you now. So as you can see, there's a lot of information that I think you can glean from the Google Analytics or from all these tools that we have available. But you spoke about segmentation earlier, and I think that's one of the areas that we still have a lot of work to do around, in terms of like trying to understand like drop-off rates, or are they going to return, are they dead, all of that. So yeah, we've got a lot of work to do around segmentation still, but we try and look at all of those numbers to help us with e-commerce.
Sure.